Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and right now, apparently something happened on Twitter, usually with Scott Cawthon, and this is why I'm here. I really want to defend the guy, person who's seen FNAF and is basically a FNAF fan. It's actually kind of impacted me in some way. Sadly, Scott Cawthon has retired. Hopefully he's not gone forever, but he is taking a short break with that, which is kind of sad in my opinion, but what actually happened was Scott Cawthon found out that he was donating to Republicans, including Trump, and you know there was like a massive uproar, from the LGBTQ community, and that didn't stick up to them very well. So what happened was, people were mad at him. Some of were disappointed, upset that these Republicans that he donated are people who went against the whole basis of the LGBTQ community, and apparently some people actually wanted to, threaten him with just, life-threatening messages, and with that, doxing his house or his wife. I'm not even sure, but it's one of the two. Basically, doxing. So, apparently, how I think of it is, doxing is pretty bad, and let me just tell you, it is bad. Also, sending like threatening messages. Guys, if you hear like any sounds in the background, that's just my fridge. But apart from that, I do think that this stuff needs to stop, because let me just tell you this. This is all basically cancel culture, just basically taking over and basically going against people who have different opinions and different, statements on what they believe in. And, in some ways, some people are like impacted because, once they found out that their, favorite creator has different beliefs to them, they sort of feel betrayed. Now it's a thing that parasocial, you know, what's that one word? People who have this parasocial relationship with somebody who's, basically not part of them, or basically they don't know them. They just basically have this unhealthy relationship. And you know what? I'm pretty sure this is why sometimes people get angry. People get basically upset for, for just normal subjects. And I don't think that's okay. And you know what? I've seen the worst of parasocial relationships, mostly because of people hooking up other, YouTubers, and that stuff's just horrible. Let me just tell you that. But, with that being said, um, I believe that Scott actually sent, in some of the um, statements that Scott Cawthon gave out, mostly regarding on the future of FNAF and basically how he stand himself up, against the Twitter mob. I'll put them down on the video just so you can see them. I have to say one of them I'm not very proud of, because it's all like how would you say, blurry. But I apologize for that, guys. But apart from that, I do have to say some of the things. Hopefully this can all roll out. I'm just hoping this is just a troll from Scott Cawthon, and sooner or later, when everything dies down, he can just pop out of the bushes and say, "Here I am." But yeah, I'm just, I'm still just hoping for that, because I do really admire him and his work. Let me just tell you that. And one thing that I do believe is, I don't think that people should actually get mad on the beliefs that another person has. Really, on Twitter, if somebody believes on something, and let me just tell you, it's kind of like the Chris Pratt situation. People were mad at him because he's basically Christian and Republican. And apart from that, I think he has gone to a church that didn't allow LGBTQ people. I'm not even sure about that, but I did hear something about that regarding on Chris Pratt, and people were mad at him. And sometimes I kind of think about what will happen later on in the years if we don't stop cancel culture, or nonetheless accept other people's views and beliefs. Because in order to, to quiet down this anger, we have to stop this as a community. I'm just talking about, like, basically different sorts of communities, in a whole, taking on cancel culture and trying to stop these people who are leaking, basically doxing people, and sending threatening messages to them. And I don't find that okay, because I'm trying to come from a middle ground here, not to side on each you know on each side here, but I do think that in some way or form, um, I do believe that people have to respect on people's opinions, no matter what belief system they believe, or basically on what political ideology they believe in. And the thing that actually bums me out about this is, just because somebody believes in some sort of ideology or belief, people who actually invoking criticism. I'm not saying that criticism is bad. I'm just saying people who take criticism to a whole new level by just saying, you know, just saying slander to people, like, you know, you're homophobic, you're this, you're that, you know, the old isms and, you know, risms and stuff like that. And, you know, they just spell racism everywhere to the people who aren't even, you know, what they're calling them. And, you know, that is just basically wrong how I see it. Now, I'm not a guy who actually uses Twitter because, you know, one thing is I don't want to be in a place that's totally negative. But at the same time, it's kind of shame to see that, you know, people are getting attacked by this. And sometimes I kind of feel like, when are we going to get to a point that we're not going to rip each other's heads off because of, you know, different beliefs and different ideologies? And when are we going to stop, you know, calling people basically things that they aren't even are? And, you know, with that, I'm pretty sure, like, you know, the LGBTQ community is actually kind of disappointed in Scott in some way. I'm pretty sure some actually invoke some, you know, how would you say? I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure some actually may have negative feelings towards Scott. Now, usually, you know, coming from a, you know, community, I do believe that in a community, there's bad eggs and good eggs. That, you know, within the, you know, within that community, there's going to be some bad people in there, people who might, you know, just ruin the community for everyone, and just you know, just ruin it, basically ruining everyone and even the game itself. And that's why a lot of people, when they get like, I don't know, when they hear a certain topic about a franchise and they know that there's, like, you know, toxic people, you know, kind of like My Hero Academia. Oh God, you know, it's gonna go fire. Let me just tell you that people are not going to like it one bit. And then, you know, with that, people just think of it as an eye roll, and, you know, they just think, oh, a bunch of toxic people. But, you know, it's just that these people, mainly talking about the people who ruin it for everyone, they leave a bad mark of what the community really is. Now, regarding on Scott and, you know, what he believes in, and, you know, political beliefs, I do think that actually has to be coming from Scott himself. In my opinion, what do I believe? It's his money. He can do whatever he wants. You know, a valid point. But also, you know, what's another valid point? That, you know, the people that he's donating it with do not accept, you know, some terms, or, you know, they don't believe the same beliefs as the LGBTQ community. So, yeah, you know, I'm pretty sure everybody has validity except for the people who are doxing and sending, you know, threatening messages. Now, apart from all of this, I did have to say that Scott had basically every right to donate, you know, these people. As right as any, you know, again, everyone else has a right to be upset and, you know, just basically upset with everything. And, you know, just basically, Scott, I'm just saying that, you know, everyone has a right to something, even to their opinions, and, you know, so and so. Now, if it were the other case, that Scott actually got the money from his donations, well, basically from his previous donations, and got that money from the, you know, people who donated to him, and got that money to donate to the Republicans, then that would be a different subject. That would be understandable why people would get mad. But, you know, Scott never did anything like that. And, you know, as mindless as something like, you know, as a reason that he donated to his, you know, political beliefs, the people that he, you know, that he believes in, then I see nothing wrong with that. If people are coming onto a different perspective of how, you know, the money he's donating with, you know, with the people are basically, you know, negatively affecting the LGBTQ community, well, that's something else. But we're just talking about Scott here. The thing is, he doesn't deserve to get canceled because he's a nice person. I genuinely believe he's a nice person. And I don't think somebody who basically gives off basically all his hard work to a game and build it up from scratch, that I stand for Scott. And a little message for Scott if he ever sees this, which I actually don't think. Please don't give up. Hopefully this is just a mini break, and you know what? You do need that break because I'm pretty sure you're very stressed right now. And for a person who basically makes games for, you know, his beloved fans, I do think that you need a break somehow. And I do think that you do need to spend time with your family. But just please don't leave it as it be. Please be the head honcho of FNAF. Because I'm pretty sure that you can do this. I've seen you stand up for yourself on Twitter and just basically put your head out there. just so you can stop and just basically say, this is my ground, and this is what I stand for. Hopefully you come back, Scott, and please don't leave this community, because I'm pretty sure this community actually cares about you very dearly. And that would be my final message for Scott if he ever hears it, but yes. Now, subscribe and like notifications, and I'll get back to you on a separate video regarding on the subject on Scott itself. But thank you, have a nice day, and take care.